Hey, it's Drybear. It is push week in Mythic Plus for Dragonflight right now. In this video, we're gonna go over all the details of it, why you should care about this week, and why now is one of the best times you can have to push your keys as high as you can get them before the affixes change. Let's go. If you have any questions or comments for me, you'll find me live on twitch.tv/Drybear. See you there. The affixes this week are Sanguine and Volcanic. You still have Thundering, that's gonna be every key that's plus 10 or higher. But Sanguine and Volcanic are both very easy to deal with for the most part. Sanguine can only get tough when there are mobs that refuse to move. There's some proto-drakes in some of the dungeons that get stuck or won't move out, so you have to be careful about prioritizing killing the right mobs so they're not stuck in a Sanguine pool. And then Volcanic is also very easy. Even healers and ranged DPS can deal with Volcanic regularly. They're both very easy. And historically, Fortified is always the push week because you can kill mobs very easily. Some mobs get stronger, obviously, to the point where you might have to use cooldowns differently on your route. But it means that you're not going to have those situations where there are bosses that if they go on for too long, they become impossible, like the end of RLP, things like that. Some of those bosses on Tyrannical just become completely untenable. So this week particularly is a great week to push. Don't mind the character. I'm in the middle of pushing all my characters to 70. This is my 9th one. My 10th one's almost done. So I almost have all the classes at 70, right? But in this is the best week to push. So make sure that if you're going to take time to do your Mythic Plus, you are doing it this week. As you can see by the schedule here, it alternates between Fortified and Tyrannical. You always have those. And then you have different affixes. They did get rid of Necrotic. They did adjust some of them here. And I think Thundering is a pretty fair affix. Once you get used to it, it can actually serve you quite well. It's kind of like the first season affix in Shadowlands where you get a big buff that you can use at certain windows. But this week, 3, Sanguine and Volcanic, super easy to deal with. Anytime you have Raging, it can be a huge problem. Grievous can really burn out your healers really hard. Bolstering is obviously really hard. Bursting can make big pulls almost impossible unless you have like a Priest for Mass Dispel. So it makes it harder to really push those. So some of these weeks, especially if they're Tyrannical, they get really tough. So if you're looking to get your Keystone Master, at least for a couple weeks, I would say probably until, honestly, like week 9 is the next, maybe if you have MD. If you don't, there's a couple other weeks here that are decent at best. Sanguine Explosive isn't too bad. People just need to interrupt the explosive, but it is Tyrannical, so it gets hard. So this is probably the best week in our lineup here for pushing a Mythic Plus. So if you have an open schedule and you're thinking about what content you're going to want to do, I would recommend pushing M+ as far as you can this week because this one is a juicy one. Make sure you are also getting your dungeon weekly done in your adventure guide. You'll have a weekly dungeon. You'll just have to do 4 M0s or 4 M+ to get that done. It's a great way to do both and coincide. And then from that, you'll be able to get a 402 that can upgrade. It's a piece of heroic raid gear. My DH rolled a 408, super nice with Abyss Trinket. So you get a nice piece out of that, plus whatever you need from M+, and you can build it up. So this is a great week for dungeons. Don't sleep on it. It's a good one. Of course, if you have any questions or comments for me, you'll find me live every day on twitch.tv/Drybear. Come say hi. If you enjoyed yourself today, leave a like down below. You can support me and my work on Patreon and view Patreon exclusive content, link in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.